puppets that I personally hand sewn, these little boxes, whole gig.
Welcome to the premiere episode of BTS. To me, Shadow represents everything that's cool in BMX, but it also takes that coolness and portrays it to the outside world. So without further delay, this is the Shadow Conspiracy. Bang!
Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to make it fun, like, not because typically, you start a company, a brand, you send out a press release, we're this, we're that, and we kind of said, well, let's don't claim anything.
Man, the launch of the Shadow Conspiracy was crazy. The coolest part about it is we were a part of the hype, and we didn't even know it yet.
Roots 2002. On the hitching post it said, "The shadow is upon you." That was it. I mean, I was 11 at the time. So yeah, 10 years ago.
Not even the guys on the team crew knew we were gonna do this brand. So we basically just spray painted, like someone tagged it stencil style and just said, the shadow's upon you, and no one knew what it was.
It must have been like Saturday afternoon. Ronnie's running around, getting people going in the contest and stuff, and he like runs by and he sees me and he goes, "I need to talk to you later."
Just the whole meeting in a shady van in Orlando in Roots 2002 and talking about what it could be.
Went in the Winnebago and the first 5 dudes were in there, Ronnie and GL were in there, and they just said, "Have a seat."
All those dudes, I looked up to those dudes when I was younger, so like that was like when the company started, like that was my first impression of Shadow, was those dudes.
Ronnie had his choice of anybody out there, and he chose us, so it was definitely an honor. It was more than just a team, it was a family.
We kind of started off with these letters, and we started off with the spray paint stencil at Roots, and then it ended up with, I made little hand puppets that I personally hand sewn, these little boxes, whole gig. I mailed those to all 40 people at the end to basically let them know that something from us was happening, but it still didn't spell it out for them. Through the process of coming up with the name, it's like, the realization of my old influences, which one of them was Alfred Hitchcock. He was just one of the most amazing producers. Like, his style was leaving things to your imagination. We thought that it'd be fun to not overhype it, not overpress it, and just actually keep it a secret, then release it slowly.
It was like a new ad that came out every issue of Props, and it was just nobody knew what it was. It was just people getting kidnapped right and left.
The first few Shadow ads before you seen any product or even knew what kind of company it was going to be, like, it was definitely a cool ad campaign because, like, at that point there was less stuff on the internet. Every issue there would be just a little bit more, so it's like something to look forward to the next issue, to be like, what the heck's going on here?
Who was it? Was it Sure? Yeah, I think it was Sure getting tossed into a trunk. So it was just pretty wild to see.
Someone had got the props and you're going to sit down, you're going to stick it in the VHS player and you're going to watch it. And I remember sitting there with over 10 people and the ad comes on and I wanted to be like, oh, I wonder what that is, but I didn't need to because someone else would be like, what the? And they were so mad that they didn't know what it was. And then the coming soon would come up and I would just laugh and giggle.
In terms of a BMX advertisement, I was really confused. I was probably, 10 years ago, so I was 16. I pretty much thought it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen until it actually kind of fully came out as one group, and then it was like, oh, they did something different.
Maybe that was the point. I mean, even if they didn't get it, they were still talking about it. Being a huge movie fan, especially horror films, and recognizing all these references to Alfred Hitchcock and other horror movies, all it made me feel is like I just wanted to wait for the next episode or the sequel. Like, I just wanted to know what was coming next.
It meant more to the people doing it than maybe it meant to anybody else, but I thought it was fresh, I thought it was cool. I mean, if someone stopped and looked at it, then maybe we did what we were supposed to do. So it might not have been the best ad, but I think it definitely caught your eye and made you stop in the magazine for a quick second.
I mean, because basically, 10 years ago when we started Shadow, there was only a couple parts brands. And at the time, I just felt that we had a different perspective, that we could fuse aesthetics with function, and that actually just really interested me, and that's kind of what led into the thought of starting Shadow. We either want you to love it or hate it. I don't want middle ground. Middle ground is boring and forgettable, and that's not what we do here.